reinforcing the hold command with the Tri-Tronics collar. To make it easier for the dog to understand this lesson, we suggest that you first teach him to turn off stimulation by responding to your command to come. This procedure is described in your Tri-Tronics manual and in the 3-action introduction video.
We've predetermined what intensity level that Nell works on. She works on a low 4, so we've got a 4 intensity in the collar. Now, when we strap the collar on, just take an index finger and thumb, hold the buckle, pull the strap up until there's no slack in it, bend it over. That's it. You don't want it loose where it's moving around on the dog's neck. Nice and snug, doesn't have to be too tight, but definitely not too loose. You good girl, huh? Okay. Now we'll run the overhead cord underneath her collar strap. I'll just hook it up over the end here where she can't really go anywhere. Now we're going to use the Tri-Tronics collar to reinforce hold. To do that, it's much easier to have a second person. And in fact, if I didn't have a second person, I probably wouldn't use the collar to reinforce hold at this time. I would go ahead and finish the trained retrieve with the fetch, use the collar there, and then go back and use the collar to reinforce hold by myself. But if you want to develop a dog's marking out in the field, the two things that are prerequisites before you should go out and throw marks for the dog are that the dog understands to come back when he's called, so that you can reinforce the here command with a collar, and you can reinforce the hold command. Those two things will give you enough control that you can start developing the dog's marking. They're not going to drop it on the way back in. They're not going to run around with it and not deliver it properly. So, since we're going to teach Nell to mark a little bit, we're going to go ahead and use the collar to reinforce the hold command with her. Hold. Good girl. Out. Hold. Out. Hold. Out.
Try on that one.
Yeah, it was sliding and she grabbed a hold. She's learning her lessons well. Hold. When you put an object in the dog's mouth, you want to make sure that you haven't caught her upper lips underneath her teeth. So when you put an object in like that, often you'll see me just lift her lips up to make sure that they're not caught underneath the teeth. Out. Hold. Hold. Good hold. Out. Good girl. Hold. Good. Good girl. All right. Now I'll just take this off here. Out. Good girl. Good girl to hold. Come on now. That's a good girl. Come on now. That's a girl. Out. Now's an ideal time to teach the dog to deliver properly. She'd really like to get these various objects she doesn't like out of her mouth. So show her right at this time. The only way that you're going to take it from her is when she presents it. Lifts her head up and puts it right up toward you. And then you consistently take it from her, and she'll develop that style of a delivery right from the beginning. Hold. Out. Good girl. Hold. Good. Good girl. Come on. Come on now. Come on. That's a good girl. Come on. There we go. Hold. Come on now. Come on. Good girl, Nell. That's a good girl. Come on.
That's a girl.
Yeah. Huh? Good. Out. Real good. Okay, Phyllis, would you hand me a couple of those different objects? This one's hard to hang on to. Hold. Yeah, what a good girl. Come on. Come on. This is her 4th lesson, I believe, in total, right from the first time on the table. Out. That's a good girl. Hold. Come on. Come on now.
Concentrating, can't walk.
I know, she got herself right on the edge there. I thought, she's got to step off. Good girl. Out. Real good. Okay, let's give you this thing. Hold. Yeah, good hold. As you progress, you can add a little more animation to it. A lot of people ask me, well, why don't you praise and animate the dog? Well, I do that a lot in my training, but not at this stage. It would be a mistake, because right now we want to keep the dog calm, keep it real smooth. If we animate the dog, it's like providing the dog with a distraction at this time. It's counterproductive. Come on. Good girl. That's a good girl. All right. Come on. Come on. Good dog. That's good. Out. Very nice, Nell. What a good girl. Come on.